Hello, myself Sunil Ramakrishnan. Basically, this is the 86 number part of the PHP. So here 1% of the delete क्या है यार? Delete we already saw basically. In the story only basically we deleted the rows. Now basically comes into the after delete basically it comes. See basically record deleted the record. If error then basically the error comes here. See, these all are the different ways of deleting the record. Update data we already saw. So we are slowly skipping this stuff because we already saw this. Limit data selection, that also it's this all are the select statement basically. For that basically you have to learn the MySQL basically, and that you can basically easily able to learn the way basically I already told. Select means English word, select means what, insert means what, delete means what, update means what. Select basically selecting the row, but how many row basically we want, that basically is the Gola method to understand the select statement. Update statement also basically contains select where condition. Insert statement basically doesn't contain the where condition, but somewhere basically it contains. Delete statement basically contains the, because in insert statement basically if you want to copy the table certain level of copies, that time basically a where condition basically can be used in select statement basically. So that type of stuff is also there, so we are not going up to detail level basically. Here how to remember the stuff basically. So here one of the person told that limit 30 means 30 row basically it's going to display. Then basically returns 10 rows starts from 16. So that type of facilities are also basically given. Or basically instead of this, use the where conditions. So one of the person told that where condition is used where basically. Where condition means if you want to filter anything, filter data, if you want to delete the record, but you don't do, because by default it's entire row. When you are selecting star from table name, entire row basically of, for example, 100 rows are there. So in front of you basically in the screen 100 row basically is going to display. Insert, that basically insert only work. Multiple are also there. Update means it will update entire 100 table, 100 row. Delete, it will delete entire 100 row. So for that basically, so very carefully basically use update statement, delete statement. These all are very carefully we have to use. Why? Because if you are not using the where statement, then it will affect to the entire 100 rows. But rollbacks are there basically. But that basically is you have to set this commit points. Lots of stuff basically are there basically. So instead of that, use update delete statement very carefully. Very carefully means very. You have to use very carefully with the stuff basically. Very carefully basically you have to use the. So one of the person told that this is in PHP basically, right? So best way is if you don't understand the queries basically, if you don't understand the PHP, if you don't understand the stuff basically, then go with the debugging side basically. For example, one person told that यार मेरे को ये query जो लिखा है वो समझ में नहीं आ रहा है. Basically I have written in the PHP, I basically भाई कैसे भी करके लिख दिया मैंने. So best way is echo the query basically. That means print the query in front of the screen, copy that query or copy that command basically and run in the MySQL statement, MySQL server basically, MySQL basically, not server basically. Run in MySQL basically. So they basically the best way is this only. The best way is this. So one of the person told that this is the best way basically to understand the stuff, basically understand the SQL statement. And here basically the data manipulation languages basically are very important basically. Data controlling languages are basically important. These all basically are the SQL server statements, server parts basically. So we are not going into it. Then also basically I explained lots of stuff basically of SQL. But this is the best way basically to learn the PHP basically. If you don't understand, debug it basically. Don't understand, debug it. There are many ways of debugging. There are many editors basically which are available in the market, but the space should be there in your hard disk basically. Otherwise, echo the stuff basically and break the point, echo the stuff, break the points, echo the stuff, break the points. Learn like this basically. So one of the person told me, because here basically the stuff is why basically you should know each and every line of coding, because each line basically connects to the physical place. That's when it's very dangerous basically. You declared something basically, but that is never used somewhere. But PHP basically gives warning that you are not using these. Why basically it's giving warning basically? Without reason basically he will give the warning. No, basically he will never give the warning. But he gives the warning. Why? Because I think PHP group basically, somebody group basically might having some little bit knowledge that basically something physical connection is there of the each and every software industry. Each and every software industry basically. So Microsoft software industry, PHP software industry. Why? Because they are directly connected with the doctors. They are directly connected with the doctors. Microsoft doctor is there, Microsoft PHP is there, Microsoft Java doctor is there, Java PHP doctor is there, Microsoft doctors are there, then C++ doctors are there, C doctors are there. So they have the doctors. So that's why basically it's very dangerous. The PHP designer groups are very dangerous. Basically, I can tell you basically they are very dangerous in work basically. Rest of the rest of basically I don't know whether they are dangerous or not. But they are dangerous in work basically. PHP designer, Microsoft designer basically are very dangerous in their work. Java designer groups are basically very dangerous in their work. Even basically the normal developers basically are very dangerous. Then these groups are the designers basically. I have not got the job, that is different thing. But the reality basically I am telling. So one of the person told that this is the reality basically. This is the reality basically. The people who know the stuff, they are basically searching for the job basically. And they are basically not getting the job. For example, I am basically having little bit, at least basically from these videos basically you can say that Sunil को थोड़ा बहुत तो पता है. Even basically the physical place thing, not a single Indian software professional basically might be knowing. Then also basically I am telling that I know little bit basically. So you can just imagine up to what level the software industry is. If you basically ask the question basically user controls are created from how many cities, I am telling you basically not a single basically Indian group basically can tell this answer basically. Then also basically I am telling I just know little bit basically. But then also basically I am not getting the job. That's more dangerous stuff basically. So in next video basically we are going to talk about this dangerous stuff.